Why am I shooting a shop video? Well, everyone else is doing it, so I thought I would do one too. Not entirely accurate. There are a lot of shop videos out for 2024. I have done some upgrades to my shop because of Christmas. I got some really cool toys. So I wanted to kind of document some of that, and I thought, what better way to do it than in a shop video? My plan is to upgrade some equipment and stuff, so it would be nice in 2025 to be able to go back and look at what I was able to upgrade, what I didn't, what I want to do in the future. So we're going to do that. We're going to go around and I'll show you my shop, and we will talk about some future projects. So let's get started. Okay, first up is my workbench. Let's just start there. I built this out of pine. It was made out of 2x4s. This was and is the only workbench I have ever built. I got the plans, I want to say, out of one of the magazines. It was probably Shop Notes or something like that. Did a little detail there on the ends, and I put a vise on the end, and that was one of the first things I did, which was an education. I had plans to do some drawers, and I never built them, which I'm kind of hoping to get to this year. I really could use the drawers, and I think it'd be nice for this workbench. It is a plywood top. The problem is when I built this that I didn't have any place flat to build it, and I built it on top of a roll-around cart that was not flat. So there is about a 3/16 bow to this. It is not dead flat. And like I said, it's plywood. So if I routed it to make it flat, I would delaminate some of the plywood. I don't really have a good way to fix this table. I really need to build a new top is what I need to do. This particular feature that is a cut that runs all the way across and across the vise was done recently. I had probably had this bench for 15 years, and I was cutting something for my wife, and I misjudged and got a really nice 1/8 of an inch cut all the way down. I thought about making it wider and inlaying some maple or something just to make it flat and get rid of the ridge. So we'll see. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments. And if you have any ideas on how to flatten this top, I'd appreciate that as well. All right, so that is my bench. Let me move that. This is an against the wall bench that I built, and you can't really tell it, but I was in the telecom industry a million years ago, and this bench is made from a Motorola shipping crate that we used to ship huge computer switch parts in. And I took one of these crates home and I built this out of it. Now the drawer fronts are just white wood from one of the big box stores, and the pulls are red oak that I had on hand at the time. And then I had some scrap hardboard that I used for the insets for the doors. So, and I keep my clamps on there. This thing was covered the other day, and I did a big, huge cleanup, and I filmed the whole thing, and then my wife told me it was boring, so I never put it up. But if it's something you want to see, let me know. I did put a strip against the wall so that I have some power back here. These are some of my magazines. I have a huge woodworking magazine collection. I go all the way back to #1 on some of the issues. This was a really cool book. I'll show you this real quick. I got this at a half price books. They gave it to me because they said that the spine was split And I didn't pay attention. In fact, I didn't even open the book. I bought like 3 or 4 books, and I just, it's a wood book, I'll buy it. So when you open it up, it actually has wood samples in it. Ash, poplar, maple, oak, walnut, rosewood, bird's eye maple. This is a really, really cool book. I love this book. I picked this up out of a trash pile. Basically, it just holds some screws for me. This holds most of my nail gun, brad nails, finished nails, all that kind of stuff. Some other just random stuff. This is a project that we're going to get to on this channel. It's for my brother. He's been waiting 2 years on that project. These are cabinets that came out of my kitchen. We moved into this house and I told my wife no projects for 2 years. She couldn't do any projects at all for 2 years. We're going to live in a project-free house for 2 years. She came home that day and told me she bought a brand new kitchen for $100. She works at a big box store and they were changing out all of their models. And they said if she wanted it, she could have it for $100. And so she bought it, and it was the exact same layout as our house. What are the odds? So then she spent 8 months putting that in, and I had to help her with some of that. I was not happy, but it's in now, mostly. These cabinets, these are the contractor grade cabinets that came out of the house. In my cleanup video, I did a lot of cleanup, and I added some shelves to these. I even built that holder right there for my safety glasses. Hung some stuff in the back. I have glue that goes in here, but it's in the house right now because it's freezing out here. And then there's a bunch of screws, boxes of screws, stuff like that in this cabinet. Okay, let's see, where was I? Oh, and I almost forgot. I went with a Formica just countertop I bought at a big box store for this. I got an old school metal pencil sharpener. I don't remember who this is. It's all covered in dust. I can't remember who it was made by. Actually, I have 2 of those. I got another one in a drawer somewhere. I put this in right here, made out of red oak. Hey, that hurts. That's loud. But anyway, I thought I would use it to draw on or something. Never used it. And it winds up swelling and it's hard to get out. And so that didn't work as planned. Random storage of stuff here next to my hot water heater. I do have a French cleat wall. This is to hold my drills, hold my drill chargers, hold my batteries, and I need to kind of fix this. I have an extra drill here. This is a Bosch drill. I really love this drill. My wife got this for me on sale, and it's got some great attachments to it. And I want to put it right next to that drill right there. But it's smaller and I need a smaller piece of PVC. But I didn't want to buy an 8-foot piece or 10-foot piece of PVC just to put one drill. So I'm looking for a piece. I haven't gotten one yet. This is supposed to hold another charger, but that charger won't fit and that charger won't fit without me building some kind of a holder for it. And that's probably what I'm going to want to do and put it right there. This charger is for my mower, and there's the battery for it up there. I need to do something about my battery storage. That box is going to need some organization. That is my, what I call my Sortimo for those who watch Adam Savage. These are Harbor Freight bins, and I am in the process of trying to build 2 more cleats, or not cleats, but whatever you want to call these, runners, to be able to hold those 2. And I built them too thin and they fell out. So now I got to rebuild them. For those of you that saw my Adirondack video, that is all the templates for the Adirondack chair, for the rocker. So that's where I keep those. More French cleat goodness. I got a few things. I got some woodpeckers, a little bit of woodpeckers right there. That router set is so old, it's not even funny. And then I need new Forstner bits too. Those came from a big box store. I still use them. I just sharpened those. They're not too bad actually, but I'd like to get a better set. And then screws. I do have a Craig jig down here that's sitting on that I built a holder for. That is my belt sander and its sanding belts to go with it. That is my plunge router, but I actually have a new plunge router and I'm probably going to stick that in a drawer somewhere. A few odds and ends, and that is my French cleat wall. I really need to expand this wall because I really do have some more stuff I want to put on it, but I haven't done it yet. All right, let us show you some tools. Enough of that mess, right? That is my rigid sander. It sits on the floor. Hopefully I have a plan to do something with that. This is a Craftsman professional table saw. At the time, this was the cheapest full cast iron top you could buy. It's a great table saw. It came with a Biesmeyer fence, however you say that. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm probably butchering that name. And but I have built a lot of stuff out of it, and it's pretty accurate. I'm really happy with it. I like the stop there. I use it. You can kick it with your thigh. It's pretty nice. Right back there is my one and only dust collection for this saw. And I really need to do something about dust collection in this shop. That is a future, sometime in the year, try to get something that can accommodate more tools. Something else I picked up out of a trash pile. This is just a plastic bin. It's holding stuff, random stuff for the table saw, right angle clamp parts, auxiliary fence parts, random stuff I need to do something with and build like a real cabinet for. That is my rigid shop vac that I use for basically everything. That thing is a workhorse. I have done more with that thing. It is old too. This saw is brand new to my shop. In fact, the only thing, I've cut one thing on it, and that was just to do a test. That's it. I have not actually cut anything on this DeWalt saw. I'm looking so forward to doing something with this. I am probably going to build a roll-around cart for it. I have looked at a lot of roll-around carts, and Fisher's shop, I think, has the best design, and that's probably going to be the one I build. I'm probably going to do a video of that too, so. I do have a router table. My wife bought this for me for my birthday. There is a router table right down there. And she also bought me, if I can show it to you, a router and a plunge router base that go with it. And they match too. They're both made from Skill, or made by Skill. They're both made by Skill. This is garage stuff that I would love for it to go live somewhere else, but it just can't at the moment. So it is still living here. That is a comic book rack. I set up at shows and sell comics on occasion, and that is a rack I made for that. That is another project that it got too cold for me to do. That is supposed to go on my garage door, which I got started, and then we got a cold snap and I had to quit because the tape wouldn't stick anymore. So now I'm waiting for it to get warm enough for that to happen. This is my rigid lunchbox planer. I bought this, oh man, I don't even know, 20 years ago, I guess? 24 years ago, probably in around 2000. And it is a 2-blade. There are now 3 blades, but this is a 2-blade rigid planer. Still works. I'm still using it. It has issues. This centerpiece here has busted out and makes it a little tough sometimes. I need to get some JB weld and see if I can't get it to at least stay well enough for me to be able to use the dial. The dial comes in really handy. This right here is my rigid joiner, and that thing is as old as the planer. Still works, still is a workhorse. I still use it a lot. My Ryobi drill press, back when Ryobi was blue. How old is that? This thing still works great. One thing I do want to do though, I didn't know what I was doing whenever I did this, and I put the chuck on just a little bit off. It's got some wobble to it and I need to fix that. So that's something I'm going to do. I never paid attention to it really until I got more accurate with stuff, but I just got this out of storage not very long ago. And I built this cart, which is a little hard to see because it's back here behind stuff. Let's see if I can move some of this stuff out. But I built this cart with some holders for cans and stuff on all the sides and drawers. So I just threw something together one day to put this thing on, and it's been on there ever since. This is my bandsaw. It is also rigid. What can I say about this bandsaw? This bandsaw has had a lot of work. I stuck my finger in it one time. I did do that. I was gonna sweep off all the dust and everything, and I didn't wait for this thing to spin down, and I jammed my finger into the blade. That was a lot of fun, let me tell you. That hurt. I don't suggest you do that. It was not good. I did build this table for it. I got the plans for this out of a magazine somewhere. I don't remember. And I think I bought a kit for it actually, but I don't remember exactly how I did it. I did this a long time ago. One thing well, here, let me go around. One thing I will show you is this piece right here. I got this out of storage and I went to use this, and I was cranking down on the handle up here. And what I did, this cast piece right here just snapped. And so I went online to see if I could order a new one. And no, you cannot order a new one from Rigid. But I don't remember the name of the manufacturer that had a clone of this. But I ordered the clone part and it worked. I was absolutely amazed. So it has been working ever since. And I use this bandsaw all the time. One thing I would like to do is I'd like to put something underneath this, some kind of a rollout cart or something maybe, or just maybe drawers, some nice big long deep drawers. I need to do something with that. It's a lot of wasted space. This is my wood storage and clamp wall. Here are the clamps that I have. That's most of them. I think there's maybe a couple more around here somewhere, but that's most of what I've got right there. So I put this up on the wall. Hopefully it's strong enough to hold all my wood. I don't know. I did the best I could with it, but there you go. That's the supports. That's how I built them. It's been holding everything up. I'm just hoping that that wall holds. Okay, let's talk a little bit about future projects. I have a buddy of mine that called me and said he had a whole bunch of strips of white oak. They're anywhere from 1.5 inches to 3.5 inches, I guess, and about 1 inch thick. They're probably 8 feet long. I cut some of them to be able to get them into the car. There's a whole bunch of them that I cut. So all of that right there is white oak. This is what I'm thinking about building with it. I'm thinking about building this hall table. I like this hall table because I think it would go well in like a lake house or something like that. And we have some lakes around where I live. I think I'm going to do a video on that and then try to sell it and see what happens. But I like the design of this. So we're going to build it basically kind of like a pallet wood type thing with that wood. So in a nutshell, that is my shop. You've seen everything I've got. Some of this I'd like to upgrade, projects I'd like to get to. I need some flip carts. I need to do something with the router table. I need drawer space. I need a lot. I'm pretty needy at this point. But it's functional, it works, and I'm just doing the best I can do with what I've got. And that's all you can do. You can't do any better than that. I hope you enjoyed the shop tour, and if you don't mind, on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it.